that isn't going to create resentment. And I can say this, though, they've had no terrorist attacks in the last 3 years. Ever since they started doing this in 2014, and then since 2016 or 2017, they haven't had a terrorist attack. Another criticism, China is eradicating Uyghurs because they want the resources from the land. China's always had control over that land in one way, shape, or form. That land is, like I said, historically Han, and then it had Turkic people, and then it was Mongol rule, and then it was back to Han. I mean, that region has been all around. It was a part of the ancient Silk Road. It's going to be a part of China's future New Age sort of Silk Road that they're building. Their belt and I forgot right now what they call it. I'm really tired. So trying to eradicate the Uyghurs because they want the resources from the land. No, but they certainly don't want separatism. They're not going to let them go. China's not even letting Taiwan go. And Taiwan is not really part of China. So they're not going to let this area, this region go. That is for sure. They definitely don't want to break up any part of China. Here's another one. We should support freedom of religion, and this isn't freedom of religion. It really depends on your definition of religion. If your religion is actually preaching that you should be killing people, and they're advocating for violence, and they tell you that's how you get into heaven, that's how you go to paradise, I don't know if that's, I mean, there are many weird religions that could have, they could tell you to sacrifice children. Should we allow that? They could say you've got to rob people or beat people. I think there's a line when we say I don't know if this is really, I don't know if you could really classify Wahhabism as a religion as it is a extreme ideology, maybe political even. This isn't about religion. This is about the desire by the Uyghurs to have autonomy and freedom. That's really why they're rising up. There is a bit of that. There are some Uyghurs who are more about nationalism, but then there are a lot of the jihadist Uyghurs, and they both have kind of come together in this common desire. But it's by no means the majority of Uyghur people that want to be separated from China. It is not a majority in that region. There are some people, but you could find that in every state in America. You could go to every state in the Union and find some group meeting in some basement or talking online, talking about how they want their state to be separate from the U.S. And you don't even have to go that far in places like California and Texas. You don't even have to go to online chat rooms or basements. You can go into big rooms where people really, truly want to be separated from the rest of the country. But you can certainly find that in every part of the United States. So it's not really an argument to say, well, these people want to go. There are always going to be people who want to go. Doesn't mean we let them go. This country fought an entire civil war where 500,000 people were slaughtered just to keep the country together, to prevent separatism. China is against religious minorities, but that is not true because currently the Muslim majority group in China is not being targeted. So the Uyghur Chinese are not Wahhabists yet, although, again, I'm going to point you to the article that was written by Farah Pandith, who was the U.S. ambassador to the Muslim nations and Muslim communities around the world under Obama, where she did see Wahhabism starting to creep into the Uyghur Chinese, and that's alarming. So we'll see. But, not everybody who's even taught Wahhabism really truly ends up becoming super radical. It's most aren't, but it's still, they've got a radical ideology. They might be sympathetic to people who commit acts of violence. What about Tibet? So yeah, Tibet is another situation. China's a big country, lots of billions of people, lots of moving parts, lots of different things going on. And Tibet is its own situation. It is nothing like what's going on with the Uyghurs. They want autonomy. They want to separate. It's more like Hong Kong or Taiwan. But the situation in Xinjiang with the Wahhabi element that has crept into Xinjiang is different. And the last criticism that I'm going to tackle tonight is people can change. The way isn't to put them into camps, is to show them humanity and to give them opportunities. Yeah, for the non-radicalized ones that you're wanting to prevent radicalization. But again, if you've already got 10% of your population radicalized, if that has already happened, then I don't know if you could show humanity to the Taliban or humanity to Al-Qaeda or humanity to ISIS and get them to change. I think you got to be honest about that. I don't know if just going in there with like books and saying, I'm going to re-educate you, Taliban. I mean, do we really think that's a working strategy? If a group of people actually sat in on a strategy of how to convert the Taliban away from their extremist ideology, because remember, the Taliban are people. These are individuals who are in Afghanistan living an extreme lifestyle. They're individuals. Do you really think that you could go in there and teach these individual Taliban people in their community to not be Taliban? I just don't think that's actually a working strategy. So, I mean, I think we just have to be realistic, and I think we need to be, realistic about how do you combat that level of extremism. So I think you can definitely stop the radicalization of people by giving them opportunities, by showing them humanity, by giving them a future to believe in, a future to desire for sure. But if they've already been radicalized, if you're already dealing with Taliban-like people, I don't know how you're going to do that without, like I said in the beginning of this, I don't know if the way China is doing it is the right way. I also don't know if it's the wrong way. I don't know. Is it wrong to say, you know what, you've been radicalized and we're going to take you somewhere because you need to be reprogrammed so that you can be a working, functioning citizen in this society and not want to harm all of us, and not teach your children to want to harm all of us, and not tell your wife that she's got to, cover all up and that she's your property or whatever it is. I mean, these are the types of things that I think we need to be opening up for discussion in this country rather than demonizing other people. Okay, guys, I'm going to open it up for questions. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to now, since I'm going to probably redo this video tomorrow and put it out there. So if you have questions, thank you so much, Nate, for your contribution. My headshot on Wikipedia is 9 years old and needs updating. Thank you. Yes, it does. I was much skinnier back then, wasn't I? That's what happens. That's what happens. But thank you so much. Okay, guys. Well, I'm gonna shut this down for the night, I think. All right. That's it for the night. I'm going to redo this in a more succinct video. Thank you so much, Saul. It is not, I want to repeat, it is not Islamophobic to be anti-Wahhabism. Wahhabism affects Muslims more than it affects anybody else. The Uyghurs that are under attack in the Xinjiang region are under attack by their own extremist Uyghurs. It's the extremists are attacking Uyghurs. They're attacking Han Chinese and they're attacking everybody. They don't care. They don't care at all. So we've got to be open mind. We've got to be understanding of what is going on. Thank you, Jinho. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Thank you very much. This video is going to be taken down, and I will redo it tomorrow in something that's a bit more succinct and shorter. And I appreciate you watching. I'm going to go to bed. I did a lot of research on this and a lot of fighting on Twitter. Got to go now. This isn't the right. All right. Bye, guys.